Recording in progress.
Good to go, Adam.
All right. The time is now 3:30, and I hereby call the May 17th, 2022 meeting of the Area Plan Commission to order. Before we begin, I have a few announcements. This meeting is held in person on the fourth floor of the county chambers of the County City Building, and also virtually via Zoom. Video and phone teleconferencing links and phone information are posted on our website at sjcindiana.com. Due to issues with usage of video by persons viewing meetings, the county has determined this is appropriate to require during the virtual and partially virtual meetings that members of the public viewing meetings keep their microphones and cameras turned off. The host of the meeting will turn the members of the public microphones and cameras off. During the portions of the meeting where public participation is permitted, the participating member of the public will have their microphone and camera, if any, turned on. If a member wishes to participate in this portion of the meeting, they should initiate this by using the raise hand function in the Zoom and/or by messaging the host in the chat function. When on phone, please use *9 to use the raise hand feature to be called on, and if you can use *6 to unmute. To use the raise hand feature on the Zoom video, click the controls on the bottom of your screen. If you have two computer video windows open and you have a phone line active with a video window open at the same time, you'll create an echo effect, making hearing you impossible. Please choose one option. Regarding public comment, I will first ask for any public comment for those sitting in the chambers, and then in the auxiliary seating area of the building. Once those in person have provided their comment, those calling into the meeting remotely will be given the opportunity to provide comment. Sign-in sheets for public comment have been removed to prevent everyone touching the same pen. For this reason, please clearly state your name and address. Please do not be surprised if you are asked to spell your name for the record. Your speaking time will not start until after this is done. Now that the announcements are over, may we please have the roll call, Shelley?
Mr. Devon,
Present?
Mr. Hawley,
Present.
Mr. Moffett,
Here.
Dr. Thacker,
Here.
Ms. McCombs,
Present.
Mr. McNamara, Mr. Webb,
Present.
Mr. Yule, and Mr. Sutton.
Here.
Thank you, Shelley. We are a 9-member commission. We currently have 5 members present and 2 members attending virtually today. If any petitioner would prefer to have their petition heard with more members present, they may ask to have staff table their item for the future meeting when more members might be present. Now that is over, may we please have the reading for the first petition?
Location 10113 McKinley Highway. And 10113 McKinley Highway. Owner Sandra K. Wolf et al. Requested action from R Single Family District to C Commercial District. Special use, garages for storage, repair, and servicing of motor vehicles of over 1 1/2 ton capacity, including body repair, painting, and engine rebuilding. APC application number 2974-22.
Okay, this is Ryan Fellows, Area Plan Commission staff, Department of Infrastructure Planning and Growth, with offices on the 7th and 11th floor of this building. This zoning application is to change property from the R Single Family District to C Commercial District. This property is west of Ash Road. There are 2 parcels proposed to be rezoned. West along McKinley has 2 single-family homes followed by industrial property. And this is a picture of subject property which has a single-family home with woods on it. And then east along McKinley has a single-family home and then home furnishing store, Zone C Commercial District. Here's the overall site plan. And here's a zoomed-in view. All new site developments will be reviewed during commercial plan review. I just want to highlight that it does have type 2 landscaping around the exterior. So there is a residential on the east and the western side, which will have type 2 landscaping on each side, buffering, protecting those residential homes. And it does have front yard trees, and it will have foundation landscaping, and it does show parking edge landscaping as well. Per state law, rezonings are considered based on 5 criteria, including the comprehensive plan. Rezoning is supported by Goal 2, encourage the economic development of the county and its municipalities, especially Objective C, develop quality business areas to meet the retail and service needs of the planning area. The petition includes a request for a special use to allow for pontoon boat sales, storage, and repairs, which the zoning ordinance would have us classify it as for garages, for storage, repair, and servicing of motor vehicles of over 1.5 tons capacity, including body repair, painting, and engine rebuilding. Staff recommends this petition be forwarded to the county council with a favorable recommendation for both the rezoning and for the special use. So here's a summary of that slide. I'm happy to answer any questions, and the petitioner is available to give their presentation as well.
Thank you, Ryan. Any questions by the commission?
What is the situation on septic and sewer, or septic and water, I'm sorry?
Yeah, I'll let the petitioner explain that.
Okay, thank you.
Go
Thank
ahead,
you.
Mike.
Mike Danch from Danch Harner and Associates, 1643 Commerce Drive here in South Bend, representing the petitioner and the contingent purchaser. The contingent purchaser here is Coastline, Inc. They already have a pontoon sales and service in the city of Mishawaka. They're located up in the 3600 block of Home Street. They've run out of space, so what they'd like to be able to do is to add a new facility. They found this piece of property. So what you're seeing on the preliminary site plan that we have submitted is the new building. They'd like to build a 30,000 square foot building that would include sales and service. A portion of that building would also be for storage of pontoon boats. And talking with the staff, we have to ask for a special exception because they do work on pontoon boats for painting some of those, but any of the special use items that we're asking for would be totally done inside the building. So there would be no special use processes going on the outside of the building. Since we're asking for C commercial, what we've shown on the preliminary site plan is the building location, the existing, where we would like to put the parking lot, which is along the east side. There would only be one access onto McKinley Highway. We have put all the required landscaping along the two industrial or residential sites. So what you see here is the type 2, which is the heavy landscaping. The property to the west is a single-family house, and then to the west of that single-family house, if you remember, is Indiana Earth and their processing, their materials processing site, which is zoned industrial. To the east, there is a residential home, and then as you move farther east, both sides of the street, there is a mix of uses out there from commercial to business. What we have done, hopefully, is buffer this particular use. Any of the processes that we had talked about will be inside the building. To answer your question, there is no sewer lines out there, so this would be septic and well. They are purchasing approximately 12.7 acres. We're only using 10% of the site, so that back portion of the property that you see on the overhead that was there, that would remain as wooded. So we're only going to use just the front portion of the property. We will meet all the drainage standards for the county. That's the 5.6-inch rainfall. So what would happen, assuming that we would receive approval through the council and through Area Plan Commission, there would have to be a final site plan that would have to be approved. The civil engineering plan would have to show how they were going to handle the on-site water for the building and the parking area. With the soils that are out there, that would be acceptable. The type of septic system would just be a conventional one, but that would also have to be approved by the health department. And also because you've got a commercial operation, the state would also be involved with that as well. What we would ask for is your favorable approval for the rezoning and hopefully a favorable recommendation for the special exception. If you have any questions for me, I'd be glad to answer them.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay.
We'll now open this up to the public. Is there anyone present wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Please come forward and state your name and address. Seeing none, is there anyone online wishing to speak in favor of this petition? Please raise your hand.
No.
Seeing none, is there anyone present wishing to speak against this petition? Please come forward and state your name and address. Seeing none, anyone online wishing to speak against this petition, please use the raise hand feature.
Nope.
Seeing none, I will now close this to the public. Is there any last questions by the commissioner staff? Otherwise, may we have a recommendation?
Okay, just one quick question. I know that it's all kind of transitioning towards industrial as it's moving across. So when you see something going up like this that's skipping a few properties, is that anything that concerns you guys in this process because it's not connected? Does that make sense?
Yeah, across the street, there is a business that is already zoned. Let me flip over to the zoning map. It's a B business district. It is zoned commercial, or it's zoned business. It is a bicycle shop. And as you can see, there's kind of a sprinkling of the C commercial district with the I industrial district. And that is very indicative of the development patterns that we've seen along McKinley in this area. Abby, I don't know if you wanted to add any other thoughts on that?
Just, Ryan, that we had looked at the comprehensive plan, and admittedly, it's a dated document that you all know we're in the process of updating, but that the current comp plan identifies this area for industrial uses. And we thought, even though the comp plan identifies it for industrial uses, that since this particular use could go in as commercial with the special use, we thought that was favorable than just going straight to industrial. Ben, to your point, because of some of the neighboring residential uses.
And highlighting also that our development standards do require type 2 landscaping, which is a double row of evergreen trees, and the setbacks that are required as well, which I think are important to keep in mind.
Mike, does this mean they're going to have actual pontoons to sell?
Yes, and that's what they're trying to do. And that's one of the reasons, per the staff, what we had asked to do was to show that outside area. But even that has to be screened completely as well.
I know getting
Okay.
stuff's challenging.
Mike, I can't remember, excuse me, at that entrance, say, you're heading north, is the highway just 2 lanes, or is that got a 4-lane area there?
I believe it widens out as you get closer to Ash Road.
Does it?
So if you take a look right there on the view, you can see that it's still 2-lane at this particular, but it's widening out to that 4 lanes as you get to Ash.
I'm just thinking of, a pontoon boat being towed in and taken out. You gotta have some area to
Yeah.
get it moved.
The good thing here is everything is flat and you have the sight distance.
Yeah.
And because you also have that shoulder that's paved so that you can pull off that edge and then go into the site.
Thank you.
Any other questions? If not, may we have a motion?
I make a motion that we pass 2974-22 with a favorable recommendation.
Just clarification, do we need to do a separate for the special use, or is that all?
Can they do the motion for the rezoning and the special use
Is
together?
that all one vote,
Yeah,
or does
no,
it need
we
to be
can do
two?
it together.
Okay.
Yeah. They have to go together.
Right, okay.
I'll second that motion.
So we have a motion and a second to send APC 2974-22 to the county council with a favorable recommendation. May we have a roll call?
Mr. Moffett?
Yes.
Mr. Sutton?
Yes.
Dr. Thacker?
Yes.
Mr. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. McCombs?
Yes.
Mr. Hawley?
Yes.
And Mr. Devon.
Yes. Motion carries. That concludes the public hearings. Items not requiring public hearing, findings of facts. I think we have something to approve for March 15th.
Your combined hearing for the petition, for the findings of fact was left out of the packet for the April meeting, so we've put it on the agenda for today.
You approved the finding of fact for the variances, but we accidentally missed including the finding of fact for the special use. So that's what's here today.
I make a motion that we approve that.
I'll second it.
Got a motion, a second to approve the findings of facts for March 15th, 2022. Maybe a roll call?
Mr. Moffett?
Yes.
Mr. Sutton?
Yes.
Dr. Thacker?
Yes.
Mr. Hawley?
Yes.
Ms. McCombs?
Yes.
Mr. Webb?
Yes.
And Mr. Devon.
Yes. Motion carries. Abby?
All right. Would you all like to review the annual department report on your own time, or would you like me to hit the highlights today?
How long is it gonna take?
I think I can get it done in 30 seconds to a minute with the highlights. All right, rezonings, petitions decreased, but map changes, which are strictly rezonings, remained unchanged, 18 to 18. Of the 22 total petitions for area plan, 19 were in St. Joe County, 1 in Roseland, 2 in North Liberty. ABZA petitions were 78 variances, 7 special uses. Alley vacations or street vacations remained unchanged for 4 each. What we saw a market increase of were subdivisions. They went from 66 in 2020 to 77 last year. And then I would say, outside of the bulk work, which I call the rezonings, variances, plan reviews, et cetera, the big things on the docket for 2021 were getting the comprehensive plan process up and going, doing a lot of the legwork for the code enforcement program that launched a month or so ago. And that's the 2 big things that are on the docket again for 2022. Continuing the process, the comprehensive plan planning process, and then working to get the code enforcement program fully operational. How's that, Adam?
Perfect.
All right.
Anything else on that? Executive Vicar's report?
Again, code enforcement, comprehensive plan, that's what's on the docket for 2022, in addition to continuing all of our what I'll call counter work, the rezonings, variances, et cetera.
How do you think that code enforcement process is going?
Oh, it's going very well. I wish I had stats for you, but the media has contacted us and asking for basic stats, which we put together for them a couple weeks ago. I would say the inspectors, by their estimates, have been able to resolve 30 to 40% of the properties by leaving courtesy notices and working with people. And then there's a number that they're working on monitoring plans of action for. We're kind of past the stage where we've done the first wave of courtesy notices, and now we're moving into violation notices. And then after we get through, I would say the first round of violation notices, we'll need to begin abatement, more or less. We're still working to secure contractors for services. We didn't propose establishing a county mow crew or county cleanup crew like they do in the cities for code enforcement. We're still seeking private contractors, and we're in the RFP process for those. The RFP for towing is out presently. So any company that is interested in contracting with the county for towing services can go to our bid procurement page and read up on that.
Good, thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
There's some exciting news in Employee of the Month.
That's unnecessary.
Bud, Ryan?
Moving to approval of
can't.
minutes.
I can't. I've been told no.
What is
If you
he
want to see it,
talking
it's
about?
on Facebook.
Like me
Abby
to,
was picked to be employee of the month.
Oh, wow.
There's a wonderful picture on Facebook.
Great.
congratulations, Abby.
Yeah, thank you.
That's, awesome
This is
work,
great.
awesome work.
I'm glad. Thank you. All right.
Keep it up. Employee of the Year next, right? Does he get a year?
I don't think so. I think there's more deserving people. But thank you. I think we're to minutes, Adam.
Is that what? Okay. We have minutes to approve from April 19th.
I make a motion.
Second.
A motion, a second to approve the minutes of April 19th, 2022. Do we have roll call?
I'm sorry, who made the motions? Thank you. Mr. Hawley?
Yes,
Ms. McCombs?
yes,
Mr. Moffett?
Yes.
Mr. Sutton?
Aye.
Mr. Webb?
Yes.
Dr. Thacker?
Yes.
Mr. Devon?
Yes. Minutes are approved. If there's no other business, do we have a motion for adjournment?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
second?
A motion, a second, even a third. All those in favor, say by saying aye.
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 All those opposed. All right, thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
Don't forget to congratulate your employee of the month.